Digital marketing strategies can be complex and difficult to imagine. That's why we're looking at a proven digital marketing funnel strategy for financial services today. But to make it more comprehensive, we're visualizing a proven funnel used by financial marketing consultancy 11FS. They help businesses in fintech and the banking scene build and grow online. So if you're offering financial services like wealth management, bookkeeping, or tax advice, you can implement this funnel for yourself to get more clients online. Alright, so here's what the 11FS marketing funnel looks like. Their funnel is built out of several social media and content actions and ads that are all leading traffic to their podcast or website. This allows them to get thousands of website visits from their target audience every month. Looking at the traffic data, it seems like their effort is starting to really pay off. While they've only gotten about 10,000 page views in December 2023, they've received over 26,000 in February 2024. That's more than a 100% increase. First of all, the podcast. Their FinTech Insider podcast seems to be their main driver for traffic and clients. They started it in 2016 and they're publishing 2 episodes every week, so they're now at around episode 840. That's a lot of content, and their consistency paid off as this is one of the top keywords that drives traffic to their website. And with 25,000 subscribers, they've built a substantial audience there. Each week, they're interviewing guests like key decision makers, VCs, and reporters from across financial services. This makes the podcast one of the best sources for fintech news and trends. Now, the podcast will be a good place to send people to a lead capture mechanism. 11FS doesn't do that and instead sends people to their Twitter account. I'm not sure if this is intentional or has just been like this since the beginning and they've never changed it, but for your own business, I would highly recommend funneling people through a lead capture mechanism. We'll get to that in a minute. Number 2 is YouTube or video. They're doing a great job at repurposing content. Instead of just publishing the podcast, they also publish the audio as a video on YouTube. It's actually just a static image of the podcast guest with the audio, but this allows them to reach a much bigger audience because some people just prefer YouTube over Spotify. Their channel is now at 21,000 subscribers. Most of that growth came from earlier interviews about trending topics like blockchain and cryptocurrencies, but that gave them that foundation that allows them to now upload content with little extra effort and without even having to SEO optimize it and still get a couple hundred views on every video. If you're just starting a YouTube channel, I'd highly recommend only creating videos with keywords in mind. And then you can also video record your podcast interview to make it more engaging. They're also publishing little teasers and tidbits of shorts on YouTube and TikTok. Number 3 is LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. On all of these 3 platforms, they're regularly posting little video teasers and text plus image content to drive people to their podcast. They currently have 52,000 followers on LinkedIn, 19,900 followers on Twitter, and 3,500 followers on Instagram. LinkedIn is definitely where their audience is. I'm not sure why they're leading people to Twitter from the podcast, but LinkedIn is also the platform where you'd face the least competition, so it totally makes sense to focus there. Plus, it's probably where you'd find your ideal affluent business owner or executive. So let's take a quick look at what they're doing there. They're posting at least once per day and alternate between short videos and image posts. Naturally, videos perform best, and a strategy that seems to work particularly well for them is tagging other people, like people who participated in an event or companies they talk about in the episode. Here's an example of what this looks like. Now, if you want to get the links for all of these examples, then go down in the description and click on the first link to get to the newsletter episode where you find all of that in detail. The 4th traffic source is Google Ads. Now, this is definitely not one of their main traffic sources they're focusing on. Maybe it's just something they're testing, but they're currently running 2 ads and you can see them here. Now, as a bonus, I quickly want to touch on a newsletter opportunity. This doesn't seem to be part of 11FS core online marketing strategy, but I would highly recommend implementing that as well if you want to capture leads from your traffic. While they have a newsletter, their sign-up form is hidden in the footer, and they don't send any of their social traffic there. Since you don't own any of the audience on social media, you risk losing them if you don't collect emails. Plus, people need an average of 7 touch points before they're ready to buy or book a call. If you have their email address, you can consistently stay top of mind. So instead of sending people to Twitter from their podcast, they could send them to a valuable free download such as a report or ebook. Or they could simply do a themed week newsletter where people get valuable information each week. For instance, this could be a summary of the latest news that you can read in 5 minutes and be up to date. This is great if you don't have the time to listen to 50 minutes of podcasts twice per week. So let's quickly look at how you could implement this for your own financial business. If you want to build your own marketing funnel similar to 11FS, here are a few actionable ideas. Now, don't worry, you don't need a huge team or marketing budget to get started. You simply need a good process and tools in place to make it work. So, first tip is to choose one core medium. 11FS's core medium is their podcast. If you're just starting out, I'd recommend focusing on YouTube keywords first because this is easier to rank than on Google or other platforms. The second tip is to repurpose content at least twice. You don't need to be on all platforms, just determine 2 other ways you want to use that content for. For instance, post text and image snippets on LinkedIn and publish the text as blog posts. And the third tip is to send traffic to a lead capture mechanism. For instance, the Finleadz newsletter gives you one new proven finance online marketing strategy each week. Alright, so now you know what a successful digital marketing funnel looks like in the finance space. If you want to build something similar for your own business but don't really know how to start with any of these types, then you're in luck, because we'll cover all of these content types, platforms, and strategies in future episodes. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these. Talk soon. Bye.